In a rare moment of unity in an often divided political landscape, President Joe Biden's recent disclosure of his prostate cancer diagnosis has drawn well wishes and support from politicians across the aisle. And it didn't go unnoticed by The View co-host Whoopi Goldberg. During a recent broadcast of the long-running daytime talk show, Goldberg opened up about her reaction to the bipartisan response following Biden's health announcement. While the discussion began with an update on the president's prognosis, which the White House has described as treatable and caught early, it quickly shifted toward the broader significance of the moment. "You know, I was actually shocked to see how many Republicans reached out with messages of support," Goldberg said. "And I don't mean that in a cynical way. I mean genuinely surprised and touched. It turns out that you have a heart. Who knew?" Her comment, while delivered with a hint of signature sarcasm, drew both laughter and agreement from her co-hosts, including Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin, who noted that it's not every day members of Congress set aside political differences to offer compassion. Goldberg continued, "We live in a time where partisanship is so strong that people often forget the humanity behind the public figures they criticize. But in this case, whether you agree with his policies or not, it was clear that a lot of folks remembered Joe Biden is a person, a father, a grandfather, and someone who just got hit with a difficult diagnosis." The co-hosts referenced several public figures who offered their support, including Republican Senator Mitt Romney and former President George W. Bush, both of whom expressed well wishes via social media. "Politics aside, we wish President Biden a full and speedy recovery," Romney tweeted. Even some of Biden's frequent critics, such as Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, acknowledged the diagnosis with brief but respectful comments. "I don't think anyone's expecting people to start agreeing on everything overnight," said co-host Ana Navarro. "But it does matter. These moments, when people show basic decency, especially in public. It reminds the country that we can be better than just endless division." Hostin echoed that sentiment, pointing to Biden's long-standing political career and his personal history with grief and illness. "This is a man who knows suffering. He's been through so much in his life. The loss of his wife and daughter, then his son. And now this. It makes the support from political opponents all the more meaningful." Goldberg, who has often been critical of the toxic tone in American politics, ended the segment with a heartfelt appeal for continued humanity. "Maybe this is a small thing, but it matters. You don't have to agree with someone to hope they get better. You don't have to like their policies to recognize their pain. And if we can hold on to just a little bit of that, a little grace, maybe there's still hope for the rest of the country too." The discussion struck a chord with viewers, many of whom took to social media to praise the segment for highlighting compassion over conflict. Some pointed out that moments like these, where political rivals express shared concern, are crucial in a climate where empathy often takes a back seat to tribal loyalty. Biden's team has since confirmed that the 82-year-old president is expected to make a full recovery and that his duties remain unaffected. The White House emphasized transparency and reassurance in its messaging, underscoring that the cancer was localized and successfully treated. As the episode of The View wrapped, Goldberg left viewers with a final note. "We can disagree on policy all day long, and Lord knows we will. But if someone's facing cancer, put the politics down for a second. Be a human being first. Turns out, a lot of you still know how to do that. And I gotta say, that gives me hope."